When author, blogger, and healthcare PR executive Tami Boehmer relapsed to stage 4 breast cancer in 2008, her prognosis was grim. 20% chance of survival in 5 years. Since relapse, Tami has been on several chemo regimens, hormonal therapy, a hysterectomy, selective internal radiation, and has done chemosensitivity testing. She has done vitamin supplements, Reiki, healing touch, massages, Chinese herbs, visualization, and guided imagery. She tries to exercise every day and does yoga. She transformed her diet by eliminating sugar, dairy, soda, artificial sweeteners, meat, poultry, white potatoes, and limits white flour. She eats organic produce, drinks green tea, and the only meat she eats is seafood. She uses stevia and agave nectar as sweeteners and still eats fruit. She allows herself 85% dark chocolate each day. Has she ever cheated? Yes, on vacations. She overcomes her fear of death with spiritual books, focusing on the present and reaching out to others. She attributes her survival to the right chemo and treatments, lifestyle changes, faith, being proactive about care, and being stubborn. Her primary driving forces are her 13-year-old daughter and her husband. 20% chance of surviving, thriving 4 years later. The Thrive Channel congratulates Tami Boehmer, ultimate survivor. I am a breast cancer survivor, a blood cancer survivor.
I'm Dr. Holly Lucille, a naturopathic doctor.
I am a mom of a teenager, basset hound owner, military wife.
My name is Dr. Deanna Atai, and I'm a breast surgeon.
I am a cancer survivor who is looking for answers just like you.
I'm Deborah Tripathi. I'm a medical oncologist.
What works, what doesn't? Welcome to Thrive with Namrata. I think the big story that came to me watching Tami's story was with antioxidants and supplements. And there was this Dr. Jim Watson laureate released a study on antioxidants in 2013, basically saying that antioxidants actually promote cancer in some cases. We've got the HOPE trial that showed that vitamin E in lung cancer actually promotes lung cancer. We've got a new study that came out on omega-3s saying it actually perhaps promotes prostate cancer. Linus Pauling, we know, a huge proponent of vitamin C, died of cancer. How's a person to make sense of this? Do you antioxidate or do you not?
I think it's so important that we get behind the headlines. Those are headlines, and I have to tell you, I have experienced in the last decade, certainly, a little bit of a spin factor, I should say, on some of these headlines, because to your point with the omega-3 and the prostate cancer, that they did not even study the omega-3 content in the particular patients. I mean, you have to get behind each and every study. I think from a cellular perspective, and the way that we know how cancer starts to develop when there's damage to the cells, I think that there are so many things we talked about before in other episodes. We live in a toxic world. There are so many things that contribute to oxidative stress that can spur on cancer. So natural antioxidants are extremely important. Plant-based, dietary-based, absolutely.
I think the point that you just made, that final point, plant-based, dietary-based, that's very different than pill-based antioxidants. And what you're getting from your food is not necessarily just the antioxidants or the vitamins, but you're getting all the cofactors and all the things that we don't even know that are there, versus taking a specific pill or a supplement. We live in a culture that wants a quick fix. And we want to believe that if you take this, you won't get cancer, or if you eat that, you'll be okay, or don't take this and you'll be fine. It's not that simple. Cancer is very complicated. It's complicated in terms of how it will develop. You can feed the same two people, two different people, the same diet, and one may develop cancer and one may not, so there are a lot of individual factors. But we have to get beyond this quick fix mentality and beyond the promise of a cure in a pill.
But I think there's a difference between the quick fix mentality that you're talking about, because yes, the natural product industry is an industry. It's marketed, it makes a profit, so you have to be careful of the marketing messages that are out there. However, so there are difference between, I would say, the quick fix, and there are clinically studied ingredients in supplemental form that are dose dependent, right? So it's not taking a fairy dust dosage of that are definitely effective. You talked about the maitake diffraction from mushrooms. The clinical studies on green tea extract, the catechins in green tea, curcuminoids, as I said, for anti-cancer effects. They're out there. I think you just have to understand what's a quality supplement, what's a quality manufacturer. There are FDA-approved manufacturing facilities for high quality supplements, and that you can supplement, and I think very, very effectively.
But this is a very tough question. It's not as simple as oxidative and antioxidative. There's many dimensions to chemical reactions in our body that go beyond oxidative stress. Most of the antioxidant capacity in your body is actually manufactured by your own body. Glutathione, NADPH, there's a variety of natural reductants and antioxidants that we manufacture. So our dietary antioxidants are important, but the most of it is being done by your own body. It is true that in lung cancer that the vitamin A derivatives, alpha tocopherol, actually increase the risk of cancers coming back, but that is just one single supplement. I believe that, you know, if you want to have a diet rich in antioxidants, that get it from natural sources, from your diet, or from supplements that are well studied. The issue of getting it at the time of chemotherapy or radiation therapy is a very controversial one. I think, to be honest, one has to study it in that context to make sure it doesn't take away from the reduction in risk of recurrence that chemotherapy and radiotherapy offer, although my personal belief is that most antioxidants probably don't interfere with it. But, you know, we have to see the data first. Unfortunately, those studies aren't going to be done. There's no funding for them, and we're just not going to know whether antioxidant supplements can help or hurt. I'm hoping that we can actually get a groundswell of individuals to do the study and work with our naturopathic colleagues and really work in a multidisciplinary fashion, because patients deserve to get an answer on this.
And I know some at the research institutes of the naturopathic colleges, some studies are being done, and you can reference just naturopathic.org, and there's a subspecialty of our profession that are naturopathic oncologists, and they're involved in these studies, and they're the ones that are prescribing either the clinical evidence as far as supplementation, and they understand the effects it has with the particular prescribed chemotherapy.
Well, you know, that, and so interesting, because as some of my fans know, when I went through treatments after breast cancer and started living, quote unquote, a really clean lifestyle, one of the things that I started doing with my plant-based supplementation was vitamin C, and then I just went higher and higher and higher, and I kept upping the threshold for myself to where at one point I was taking 20 or 30,000 mgs, is it, of vitamin C a day, and it would cause GI problems, but I could care less, because I just thought the more vitamin C, the better. And I think in hindsight, one of the things that maybe I've learned is everything in moderation. So even if you're going to supplement through pills, too much of a good thing
Well,
can
actually,
be a bad thing.
at high doses, vitamin C is pro-oxidant when you get to very, really high doses.
Oh, well, who knew?
As using food as medicine, but also these nutrients as medicine, you wouldn't just take, 12 or 14 or 19 Prozac without guidance from your doctor about how it should be prescribed. And there are specialists like myself and other people that are have their focus on cancer particularly, that will guide you at dose-dependent, appropriate doses for each and every ingredient.
Which is why I think it's a really bad idea to sell supplements over the counter. They should be regulated as conventional medicine is. So one, you can test to see if you even need anything. You may have adequate amounts of zinc and not need zinc or whatever else. And two, have somebody regulate what it is that you need, if you need it at all.
Right, and though for your viewers, I think that if there's a question in their mind, my message would be that there are people out there that know what they're doing, and it would be great to just partner up with and get your questions answered.
Tami, thank you for being an ultimate survivor and ultimate thriver. We'll see you next week.